joining us on this program. I love this guy. I love the chat that we've had with him on this program, and I'll be honest, he's on because I'm hoping to get my own golf cart out of it. Entering his 12th season in the Green Bay Packers and the National Football League, David Bakhtiari, pardoning 9th season in the National Football League. How are you, David?
I'll take 12. That's fine.
You know,
that works well.
I'll sign you up. I'll reach out to I'll reach out to Goody and tell him to give you what you want. I'll do that right now, David.
I appreciate that. I feel like I've done a lot for this organization. It's about time that I get a little bit back. But, Rich, I got to say, it's good to, I think we're building quite a chemistry. I mean, I've been on your show now for a while, ever since I was a young pup.
Yep.
And then, now I'm in my 9th or 12th year.
Yeah.
I think we're having a lot of fun. So thank you very much for having me on.
It's all a factor of 3, David. That's it. At least, I'll give you 15 if you'd like. I don't know why I said that. It's just that's right, because I was looking down at my notes. John Schneider is a GM in his 12th season. He was our 1 year, hour 3. It's my screw up. My bad. I'm raising my hand like it's my foul right here. So thank you.
All good.
Thank you for.
Apology accepted.
No, you got it. So, the golf cart. Walk me through it. I want the whole thing, soup to nuts. Where does it come from? Why? Why'd you give it to him? Why does Aaron Rodgers need a golf cart? Does he really want one? Walk me through it. The whole.
Okay, so
everything. Give me a.
I'll give it to you. So,
please.
Kind of timing-wise, it worked out perfectly. So this actually went back to Christmas. This was his Christmas present. He pretty much, he does Pat McAfee Tuesdays.
Yes,
Shout
he
out
does.
Pat McAfee.
Indeed.
And he pretty much bullied me on that show, that saying I don't get him good gifts and that my gifts are terrible if he even gets any from me. So, that kind of sparked, you know what? All right, like he said, he wanted a Vanquish, an Aston Martin Vanquish. That's his dream car. I'm like, well, there's absolutely no way I'm ever going to buy you that car. Like, you have worked really hard. You should probably treat yourself.
It doesn't matter how much he shames you on McAfee's show. That ain't happening. Like a real deal, no. Aston Martin's not coming. Got it.
So then that's what kind of sparked the idea. I'm like, all right, well, he's a big time golfer. He loves golfing. So I'm like, let me just make you just. Am I allowed to swear on the show? I don't know.
No, not really. That's McAfee's show. We still have, yeah.
I was going to give him the baddest blank golf cart, and then I worked together locally, built it, customized it, made sure it looked like an Aston Martin Vanquish. We had some fun with it. Got every little kind of doohickey that you want to add into it. That's a lot of fun. And then timing-wise, it was ready in, I don't know, April, but I didn't know where he was going to be. I'm like, where do you want me to put this thing? And then finally, when he wants to share it, tell it to everyone, because clearly I'm not one of his close friends or close people. Yeah. I had to find out everyone else, except the small few that he was coming back. I finally knew. I'm like, all right, well then, perfect. I'm going to drop it off at the facility then for you. And then that kind of sparked into him driving it down to work, and he's had the most fun, and I love it because it kind of inadvertently, he's now my chauffeur to practice. So this is, in a way, it kind of worked out for me.
See, I've noticed there's been photographs of the lineup of cars outside of the facility waiting to come in, and he's there in the golf cart. Is he driving it around Green Bay? Because as we noticed, you did give him license plate LUVN69. That's in reference, of course, to your uniform number, right, David? Right?
Yes,
okay.
Absolutely.
Just want to make sure that we're up and up on that.
You told me this is a family-friendly radio show, so I got to keep it.
Well, he's loving exactly 69. I'll just say it.
Yeah, he's loving his left tackle. That's it.
Why not? But is he driving around town? Because that's a real license plate, a real Wisconsin license plate, correct?
He doesn't have it registered and the rearview mirror, so we did until we heard some rumblings that he could get pulled over, which made the city unhappy, which we're like, guys, this is a great thing. But out of respect to the law,
yes,
there's no one at the end of the day is above it.
Yes.
We now have to operate on the sidewalks, which we have, because I'm sure, Rich, you've been to our practice facility. It's really just we're barely getting on the street, and then we get off the street real quick because we're just right across the street is our practice facility. So we now have to just operate on the walkthroughs and the sidewalks is where we have to drive. But it's a fun time. It works. I got to tell you, it's a lot faster than I would have thought. There's no governor on that thing, so it can go now.
Well, it's an Aston Martin, David. It's just not it's not like you're going from the third green to the fourth tee here. This is a real deal vehicle that you've given him. That's the real deal.
But you can with it. That's the best part. You can go from the third green to the fourth tee with this. The only thing I wish I would have put in now is exhaust and then a fake sound to make it sound like it's like a actual vehicle, like not electric. That would have been kind of fun.
He did get rid of the fuzzy pink steering wheel cover, correct? Like that was something he dispatched with, right?
I'm going to fact check you. He does have it, and whenever he plays his teen angst music, I make him put it on the steering wheel because it's tucked underneath. So I'm like,
what do you mean his teen angst music?
Counting Crows, the 90s grunge, which I'm a fan of. Sometimes he'll throw on like the Taylor Swift song. I'm like, all right, you got to put it on. And I think he's done that 4 times. I think I've only won once.
Okay.
But that was one good victory. That's a 25%. So feeling good about that one.
David Bakhtiari here on the Rich Eisen Show. Now, I don't mean to, pick at anything here, but I'm mandated to follow up. What do you mean you found out, like everyone else, that Aaron Rodgers was coming back or returning to the Packers?
Well, like he had said leading up, it's like, he had someone had said the news that close people have, someone's been told, I forget who broke the news, that someone's been told by close people, or he's telling close people that he's going to be returning.
Yes.
And I thought I was very close with Aaron. I'd like to think I am. At least on my end, I still view him as a close friend. And I wasn't told this.
Yes.
And I literally had worked out with him all the way up to the end of the week before.
Yeah.
That Monday. So for me, I felt a little hurt. But you know what? As a lineman, we bounce back. That's just what we do. We're not what you want. We're what you need. And we're always there for you. So, hey, I had to learn the hard way, just like everyone else, through social media. But I was there in open arms, welcoming him back in the facility on Monday morning.
Because the photographs of him working out with you, David Bakhtiari, were indications to a lot of people, certainly in Green Bay, that things were good, and that things not only were good, but he was going to come back. And you're telling me not even when you're spotting him, he's spotting you. Oh, by the way, we're good. I'll see you soon. Like we're playing. Like nothing like that at all during the workouts.
So I think I've thrown enough jabs at him. For us, our friendship is, also outside football. So
yes,
when we're working out, I don't try to mix friendship and business. So when we're working out, we're having fun. We kind of, I'm sure he gets blown up enough about it. We don't need to talk about it. We're just having fun, lifting weights, and being happy, enjoying the moment, enjoying our time off and our time away.
Okay, so
then a lot of those times, that conversation isn't coming up. Has it? Absolutely, but I really, both of us, we try to keep it kind of to a minimum because it's already weighing enough with all the things circulating around. It's we just want to have fun. So.
Well, okay. So
and I just really want to lift weights, too. So I'm not there to have a conversation.
Okay, understood. But in this conversation, as you and I are talking, yesterday he said that he doesn't want a farewell tour, no sort of anything like that. Do you sense anything different now from last year? Is there like a last dance feel to it? Like what can you allow or share with us on that subject as we're in the middle of August right now?
Well, I think the one thing I noticed from Aaron is a sense of gratitude. A lot of appreciation in the moment. And I think that comes down to, I think the end is closer than the beginning. And I have no idea when the end is, but I think for him, he's like, you know what? I'm going to stop counting my opportunities. I'm going to start making my opportunities count. So I think for him, it's just a lot more in the presence and moment. That's what I feel, seeing him a lot happier, a lot more jokes, because it is true. I mean, in this business, it can abruptly come to a stop, and that, on an emotional side, that can be a lot. And he's seen a lot of friends throughout the years, cycles of friends come and go throughout this locker room. So I'm with him on that. I have no idea. From a teammate standpoint, absolutely, I want him to stay as long as possible. I hope I retire and end up playing. I hope he stays here longer than I am. But that's just we're gonna have to all wait and see. And I'm just fortunate enough that I kind of get a front row seat to it.
David Bakhtiari here on the Rich Eisen Show. How have you improved in the 9 years? Let's talk about you and the rest of this line and the chances that you can hoist the Lombardi here, man. Because Rodgers is back and you came close last year. What about you, David?
I had so much fun talking about other people. We really have to talk about me. I don't know. What do you want me to say?
Okay, then let's move on. How's your singing?
Oh, man. I got to be honest. I'm a big auto-tune guy. There's not a lot there.
What do you mean?
TJ Lang, as back in the day.
Okay.
That man, he was a songbird of our generation. for the offensive lineman. That man just had a golden esophagus. He could sing and hit certain notes that no one could. And it was a privilege to hear that man sing karaoke.
And if there's a pitch perfect 4, I mean, are you and Liz Banks still in touch? Like or have you parted since Pitch Perfect 2, David? What do you got?
I think on that front,
you moved on. She's moved on.
I don't want to saturate it too much. I think it was a great drop in the bucket.
It's a good run.
And it was awesome at that point. I don't want to saturate it and just start, diluting how awesome that moment was.
I don't blame you, David. That's a good approach for it right there. And I asked this in fun and seriousness as well. The Bucks winning it all, and you literally having such a front row seat, slamming beers and everything like that. Is there a sense, because you've seen it in Boston, how one team wins and then other teams, it can be somewhat contagious. Did you get some sort of sense, any sort of inspiration watching Giannis do what he did, a 50 piece in Game 6, and Middleton coming on strong, and obviously the new pieces and Drew Holiday doing what he did. I'm wondering if there is any connective tissue at all on something like this, David.
I hope so. It was absolutely amazing, absolutely electric being in that environment. I think you see the Brewers right now; they're playing hot. We have a standard here up in Green Bay, and again, we need to get over that last hump. And every year is the same goal for us up here, especially with the men we have in the locker room. But, we've had a couple team meetings where that has been a little bit of a sentiment and shown a couple of videos and talking about their success. And Giannis gave some great speeches that, we could really use, for the entire team to hear. So I think there is some connective tissue and energy that you can pull from that, and it would be awesome to have multiple professional teams in the state of Wisconsin to win it. I mean, there's a lot of pride here, and it would be awesome. I mean, for me personally, I'm going to my 9th season now. I think at this point I've deserved a ring. I really want one.
I know you do. I would agree with you. Which Giannis speech are you referring to? Give me one. Like what? What are you talking about?
When he was talking about being in the present and talking about your ego and the past and, when you're in the future, there was a really good sentiment, and I'm paraphrasing right now, but
sure.
There's a really good sentiment about how he approaches the mental part of the game, about being in the present. And the way he articulated it, I think it really spoke to a lot of athletes and non-athletes as well. But I really resonate with that. And I really appreciated his message because that is really true. In order to get better, you can't, preparing or thinking in the past isn't going to help you. And also in the future, it's like you got to do it right now. And you see people when they procrastinate, like, I'll do it tomorrow, this, that, the other. No, you want to get better, take the first step. And then be in the moment, be in the now. I think that mindset, that approach, I think, is huge, and it speaks a lot to his success.
And just again, what he's done for in his life and self-made and all that, and then staying. He had every opportunity to go somewhere else and stay, and and then immediately rewarded is truly the good stuff. That's why we root, and that's why we watch, and I'm sure in your case, why you play. I just love it. And again, I don't know what the answer to the question I posed was. You gave an excellent one. I'm just wondering how that sort of stuff resonates in the locker room. Certainly when you're somebody who's also a fan, slamming beers, fans going crazy, you're plugged into the fans, they're plugged into you. It's kind of cool, So.
Yeah. I mean, and also Giannis, like I think you said it best, Giannis is such an easy person to root for. And I would say from one professional athlete to another, to see and to hear about his work ethic, and not only being one of the superstars of the entire league, but to hear his work ethic too, of that dog mentality and that hunger and that fire every day, that really resonates, particularly with a person like myself. Like I love hearing that. I love the preparation. I love the hard work. It isn't just Sunday; it's Monday through Saturday.
I'm just wondering if when everyone was wondering if Giannis was going to stay or come back, if Chris Middleton heard it from Giannis or he had to hear it from other people, David. I just don't know the answer to that question. You know,
I think Chris probably got a phone call from Giannis.
Okay.
I would say.
Okay.
If I were to guess, I wasn't in the room, but that's probably just my guess.
Because it
probably was a lovely conversation.
Oh, David, I enjoyed our chat once again. Hey, look. You know, I know you know, Aaron's got a day with Pat. I mean, if you want to have DBTs or something like that on the RES, I'm up for it. If you want to have something like that,
hey, you know, it would be even better if we throw it on Tuesday at the same time, and then we just go viewer for viewer and really see what happens. I think we'd have a great time.
Oh boy,
the substance is here, the chemistry is here. I can feel it. I'm on a landline right now, and they're just I can feel it here.
You're a professional calling in from a landline, man. I mean, we're old school here.
Oh, yeah. There is no 5G. I am plugged in right now.
Fantastic. You sound like you're sitting next to me. All right. Well, look for my call, David. We'll give you a call. Thanks for the call here. Really appreciate it. You be well. Thanks.
All right. You too.
You bet. David Bakhtiari doesn't do a lot of these shows, and I appreciate he does this one. Hey, you watched all the way to the end. Thanks for that. Watch more right here.